Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Global Customer Loyalty Report 2026 launch live stream. We are pretty excited here. It's a big thing. We have a live audience, and I also see that people are joining us as we speak. So no pressure, everyone. It's only 1,200 people who signed up to this webinar. So yeah, it is a pretty big deal, but this is how it should be because this is our biggest event all year when we are launching our biggest annual research. Please, people who are joining online, if you could write where you are joining from, write it down. There is this public chat on your right. Anything you add there is visible to everyone, but only your first name will be visible. So today, what we would like you to learn is basically three things. First is how to benchmark your loyalty program wherever you are in your geography, in your industry, or in your customer group. Number two is to learn about the latest trends. And then number three is that you can use this research in your presentations for your board or management or colleagues. So basically, whoever needs convincing, you can use this report for that to prove your point. So welcome, everyone. Let me see people who are joining us from all kinds of places. Oh my God, already like 90 comments about where you are from. Like Audrey from Switzerland, Ornella from Italy, Luke from Sweden, Stuart from Perth, Australia, Rich from Chicago. Wow. Camille from Montreal, Franziska from Germany, Düsseldorf. Thank you so much for being here. It's like, it means so much to us. I'm like so happy to see all this. Okay, so I'm Zsuzsa Kecsmar, Chief Strategy Officer and co-founder at Antavo AI Loyalty Cloud. And today I'm here with two brilliant experts, Michael Mitchell and Andreanne Rondeau. Please introduce yourselves.
Sure, thank you for having me and having us here today. My name is Michael Mitchell. I'm the Vice President of Global Brand and Creative at Bloomreach, and this is extremely exciting.
And hi, Andreanne Rondeau from stratLX. So loyalty specialist and founder of stratLX. I'm very, very excited to be here because it's our fifth edition of the report and live for the first time.
Yes, this is the first time when we are live. And just to tell you about our companies too, I'm from Antavo. We are the founders of Antavo, and the reason why we exist, because customer loyalty and loyalty programs need an operating system, and that is our technology, the Antavo AI Loyalty Cloud. We help with technology for the entire loyalty program lifecycle, from planning to executing and optimizing your loyalty program, and that is all supported by our co-pilot Timmy AI. And this is the team behind the technology. This is taken last summer at the Antavo days when we just come together and be together and meet. And you can see all the smartest engineers, AI researchers, product people, and loyalty experts. So this is us and a couple of brands that we serve, like Skims, KFC, Hyatt, Flying Tiger, Jellycat, and there are many others. Bloomreach is one of our best technology partners. And then maybe, Michael, you could share a couple of words about Bloomreach.
Sure, of course. Bloomreach is an AI technology platform that personalizes the entire customer experience. We're powered by our personalized AI called Lumi, which we call the mind behind the best minds in marketing. And it powers our entire suite of offerings from marketing automation, e-commerce search, conversational shopping, and agentic personalization.
That's perfect. And just as Adrienne mentioned, this is our fifth global customer loyalty report together with Adrienne. And first we wanted to have Adrienne for her analytical thinking. Then we realized like what an amazing loyalty expert she is. And I guess now this is our thing, right? Like this is our thing that we do this together. Can you please tell more about what you do when you are not launching the global customer loyalty report with
yes,
us?
Of course. So we're a loyalty consulting agency based in Canada. So we do help brands in building lasting and profitable relationship with their customers. So working from end to end, from the strategy into implementation and optimization. And these are some of the brands that we've designed loyalty program, optimized, or managed their loyalty program with.
Thank you. So this is our agenda for today, for the next 50 minutes or so. First, we will be talking about the eras of loyalty programs, and I have to tell we were inspired by Taylor Swift here, then about the state of loyalty today in 2026. Then comes how AI transforms loyalty, or question mark, is this loyalty that transforms AI? And our fourth topic is the perception gap that marketers often experience when we talk about our customers or when we think about our customers. And there will be time to answer questions. We will have 15 minutes for that, and we will wrap up 5 minutes before the hour, so you will have time to catch up before your next meeting. Feel free to ask your questions on the right in the chat. I don't know where you see me, maybe there on the right. And my colleagues will help us to sort them, because we are expecting a lot of questions like how we usually receive, and there is some encouragement too, and I will tell you more about that. But feel free to take screenshots of this presentation. So from now, this is all public information. So if you want to take screenshots, pictures, use it in social media, share your opinion on the numbers that we are going to present. Make sure to tag us, tag me, and I can add extra information, and we will comment all your posts, basically. And speaking of activity in the chat, we've also got a surprise for you, a little draw. You can win one of the 3 printed copies of the Space Puppies, because last year we had 1 Space Puppy, and then look at them now, like, they evolved over time, like they grew and paired up. So now there are 2 Space Puppies, and they are also part of the report. And actually, we have this printed. So look at this. If you would like to win this amazing piece of art, then let me tell you what you need to do. Thank you. So basically, if you would like to win this, first of all, pay attention to this session. Second of all, be active in the 2 polls that are coming. And third, when we do the Q&A part. So it's helpful if you ask your best questions. And at the end of the webinar, we will draw 3 lucky winners who can have this piece of art delivered to your door wherever you live in the world. So this is our little sweetener for today. So you know that this is not the first time we do this. And then when thinking about the report, we kind of like astronauts. It symbolizes the marketeer who is like going through these uncharted territories. And now we are revealing the cover of the 26 Global Customer Loyalty Report. This is the part where you can do the drum roll. We don't have the drum roll, no worries, but this is it. So this is the 2026 Global Customer Loyalty Report. There is the astronaut that feel like so much, and this time the astronaut is wading through this sea of golden apples, which are valuable golden apples, all of them promising a new opportunity. And it's not a coincidence that the title of this year's report is The Age of Value. And how we created this report? Well, first of all, we analyzed 500 million loyalty program member actions. It's a lot of member actions. And these are from the loyalty programs that are running on Antavo, and this is double the amount than last year. We also did a survey with 3,000 marketeers and 10,000 consumers globally. And look how it turned out. Like, it is beautiful, right? We always talk about B2B, which sometimes rhymes with business to boring, but it's totally business to beautiful. Isn't it beautiful? And we purposefully edited this in a way that you can spend either 5 minutes or 20 minutes or an hour, depending on how much time you have. And whichever you choose, we wanted just you to get the message. If you only have 5 minutes, this is the table of contents that you should go through, because it will already tell you where the loyalty industry is heading, what are the biggest challenges, and what customers want. We have all kinds of insights, from easy to quote quotes to charts and explanations. You can screenshot these and then you can use in your presentations. We also have quotes from industry experts like Marius Demari from Data Labs, Mitzi Lopez Baranello from Digitas, and Andrew Doyle from EPAM, and Adrian and Michael. And we also have Antavo product pages and case studies from great brands like Flying Tiger, Paul Smith, or Panera. So let's dive in. Remember, I told you that we were inspired by Taylor Swift, and also our report turned 5 years old, so we wanted to reflect on the past, the present, and also the future of loyalty programs. So imagine this timeline for loyalty programs. And loyalty programs, as we know them, they started with the airlines, hotels, and credit card companies. This is the points age. You got rewarded purely based on spend, and the rewards were either upgrades or incentives for the next purchase. Then came the brand age, and this is when companies realized that loyalty can't be bought with coupons alone, and this is when the things like omnichannel or gamification or personalization or brand experience, so all these terms were born. And this is also the time when we founded Antavo 10 years ago to answer these needs. So not only the huge companies could afford a loyalty program, but also mid-market and smaller enterprise companies could do that. The third age, the data age, is just what we passed, and it's all around this post-COVID experience that we all know, that the importance of really knowing your customer. And there are all things happening at the same time, like changing cookie policies, and there is this new scrolling culture, all kinds of data regulations. And nowadays, zero and first-party data are the most precious values that a loyalty program can provide. And in 2026, we are about to enter a new age, the value age, which is also the title of the report. And the concept of loyalty programs will evolve, and customers are now shopping through AI chats, and marketers have AI tools like Antavo. Loyalty programs are becoming like a living, breathing thing that can change over time. Designing, launching, managing, optimizing loyalty programs, this should be a breathing, living thing, and they are valuable both for the company and the consumer. This is why we call it the age of value. So what is it we can expect from this value age? First of all, vibe configuring loyalty programs. And Andreanne asked me yesterday, like, what is vibe configuring? And it's a term I made up after vibe coding. That means that instead of spending weeks learning a tool, today it's easier to do with natural language. It's just very similar to vibe coding. Second is real-time adaptive decision-making, when your tools are in the same system as where your information is. So you can inquire them as you go. And number 3 is that loyalty is the brain of CX. As customer experience. With all these things that I just talked about, your loyalty program can be this ever-changing layer of customer experience. Unfortunately, Gartner agrees with us as they predict that the use of AI agents will shoot up this year. So that's great, and let me pass the mic to Michael, who will share his perspective on how do we get ready for this value age.
Yeah, thank you. I think there's a great quote in the report that says the third era was helping prepare the data lake for all of our brands and customers that we work with, and then era 4 that we're in right now, the age of value, is really about teaching those brands how to swim inside that lake of data. And I really think AI is that swim instructor and that opportunity to really help all of our brands become Olympic level swimmers in this age of value. And at Bloomreach, we're attempting to provide that swim instruction through our proprietary AI, Lumi, which can take that first party data, that context from your business, your customers, their past behavior and their future intent, analyze that in real time, lay on top of it AI models that are proprietary to us. We also partner with NVIDIA and Google and the best in class to then orchestrate that across all of the surfaces that your customers may interact with, including the most latest ones like LLMs. And we continue to optimize and learn from each interaction and each behavior to, again, to continue the metaphor, be that swim instructor to help brands learn how to navigate those data lakes that they built before.
That's perfect. Thank you, Michael. And this brings us to our next topic, and that we would like to start with a poll. Remember, if you wanted to win this Space Puppy prints, cast your votes now. This question is from the report itself, actually. And let's see whether your thinking aligns with the global answers. So the question is, how much of marketing budgets are spent on loyalty and CRM? Is this below 30%, between 30 and 60%, or over 60%? So cast your votes, and I can see the numbers here. Most people right now think that it's below 30%. Like the second option is growing a bit too, but it seems that people think that it's below 30% that is spent on loyalty and CRM. That is basically the existing customer. And I think, Barbara, you closed the poll, right? So we have the final answers. And according to our report, actually loyalty program owners spend 51% of their marketing budget on the existing customer. That is loyalty and CRM, like customer retention overall, like the likes of Bloomreach and Antavo and so on. And your guess was a little lower than that. And for those who are planning to launch a loyalty program, this is 42%. So first of all, this is a very nice and large number. And then we double checked this with multiple services companies. We reached out to each other. And then we even asked Forrester and even semi-competitors too, like, what do you think about this? And then all these people confirmed that, yeah, this is like a new reality, because the existing customer is the new like gold that people want to harvest. And this is also a sign of maturity. Since COVID, the existing customers become very valuable, and spending on new customers with the amount of money that Meta and Google requires is very difficult. So companies looked at what they have already, and they invest into their existing customers, oftentimes using existing customers as a growth engine. And this brings us to our second point, underpinning that there is this new golden age for loyalty here. We asked our 3,000 people global marketer panel about their satisfaction with their loyalty programs. And we learned that 83% of loyalty program owners are satisfied with their loyalty program. This is a new record high. And then we also asked, like, why are you this happy? And the number one reason was that loyalty programs help foster deeper engagement. And why engagement is important? Because that is outside of the day-to-day business relationship that businesses usually have with their customers, but it still drives business. So this is the CX layer that we talked about before. We also have data on loyalty technology. We as marketeers, what is that they value in a loyalty program technology? And first of all, they want loyalty platforms to be easy to manage. And this is true both for program owners and those who want to launch. Again, a sign of change in attitude, because they know loyalty programs shouldn't be this set it and forget it, but a constantly changing, living, breathing thing. And this is what we also think when we develop our own product, that this should be easy to use. So we give you basically the AI agent to design a loyalty program. We give you the data analyst, the AI data analyst you always wanted to have but never had the budget to hire. Okay, so this was about the value of loyalty program technology, but what is the value of your loyalty program overall? And Andreanne, you are the expert on measurement, so please share your thoughts.
Yeah. So when we look into the performance of loyalty program, like we typically start looking into the performance metrics. So we're looking at incrementality, so larger basket size, increased frequency, all of that to get the incremental revenue and incremental sales, so that we actually end up understanding what the ROI is. And those metrics are really key and important, but they only tell half of the story. And then if you go to the next one, that what's interesting looking at these is that from the report, we found out that 89.4% of the respondents were actually confident that loyalty was driving value they wouldn't get otherwise. So this is the financial value. So this is what loyalty generates, so the incrementality. What is key as well, and that is very often overlooked, is when we looked into what it saves. So we are talking about efficiency metrics. So loyalty, yes, drives additional incrementality and additional revenue, but also allowed to save and be more efficient internally. So what I mean by that is a loyalty program, well designed and well executed, will actually reduce churn. It could also reduce the dependency on mass promotion. It could reduce the volatility of pricing when the competition increase, or flatten the demand depending on high peak season and so on. So if we're not looking at these cost saving and efficiency, we're sort of missing half of the story and don't get the true value of a loyalty program. So I think it is very important to look into these so that we get the full understanding. And the loyalty is not so much like loyalty program in this case, when we get the full understanding of that, is not so much like we're not debating that are we keeping the program or not, but it really like a tool to have more efficiency internally.
That's perfect, Adrienne. Thank you so much. And this brings us to our second poll. And again, we had a similar question in the survey. And here comes the question. How would you rate your company's or team's AI readiness? And here are a couple of options you can choose from. Like, we don't feel ready, really, because like you will need the data, the analytics tools, the expertise, or you feel slightly ready because you have the data, but not so much, and you have the plans to implement tools and agents. Or number 3 is that you are confident, that you are ready, you have all the data, you have the processes, and you are confident about the tools and the people's expertise. So cast your votes, please. And then when we are done, I will ask Barbara to display the results. And the results are displayed now. So most people feel we're slightly ready. So this is like the kind of middle answer. This is, I think, that would be expected because most companies feel slightly ready. So when we produce this report, we ask this question both from loyalty program owners and also those who don't offer a loyalty program. And then you will see some more sophistication in the report because this group is also 2 groups, those who plan to launch a loyalty program and those who don't. And marketers could rate their AI readiness on a scale of 1 to 10. And for those with a loyalty program, this readiness is 6.33. And for those without a loyalty program, it's 4.99. And so it's clear that companies with loyalty programs are more AI ready. This is not a correlation, but more like a fact that we observed. And the other day, I was chatting with Phil Schalper, who wrote the textbook on loyalty programs, the complete guide. And then he said that loyalty programs are the best source of consented zero-party data that can be fed to AI. And if you see this in the context of these numbers, this actually proves exactly that. So we arrived to the third and my favorite part of the report, which is around AI. Last year, we talked about AI transforming loyalty. But as you can see, now we talk about loyalty data transforming AI. And so how this transformation works. And this is the AI data loop where we try to visualize this. And I will guide you through what this is. So you start from the top left corner, the loyalty data. And if you have the data about your customers, you can better train the AI that you use. And with the AI, you can get a better performing loyalty program because you have all the insights and opportunity to optimize. And all of this leads to more customers and more data. And basically, the loop starts over. This is the AI data loop. However, not everything is rainbow and sunshine. Only 9% of marketers says that they have no challenges when analyzing the data, meaning that the other big portion is not entirely happy and has problems. And this is data blindness when you don't know what your data would tell. And teams generally need the data. 1 out of 3 leadership teams expect weekly reports. And the larger chart that you can see over there is about how other departments are using loyalty program data, like pricing and promotions. So the conclusion is that you really need to be good at this data analysis. And this actually has driven our own product development in the past year, so we could make it possible for you. And then with AI came a new word, and consumers now shop differently to how they shopped a year ago. I can see it on myself too when I'm comparing things or doing a research to buy this new washing machine. And please tell us more, Michael, what is your take? Like, what is the future and present of AI in marketing and retail?
Yeah, there's a new channel out there, which is all of these LLMs, whether it's Gemini or ChatGPT, new places where people are beginning their research journey, their shopping journey, and opportunities for brands to show up there in meaningful and valuable ways. So to prepare their own data infrastructure so that they have good communication with these new surfaces that people are on. So how do you connect an agentic e-commerce experience from your website to ChatGPT using things like MCPs, which are sort of the API of the AI era. Bloomreach, we exist across all of these surfaces already, but we are currently launching a new offering to connect our brand's data to those new channels like ChatGPT, so that when they pull that information, it's not just the catalog that you have of your existing offerings, but it's the customer data, their behavioral data. It's all of the personalization that you had before can then surface across these other channels so that you're really offering a brand experience and not just a product catalog.
Thank you, Michael. And with this, we arrived to the fourth and last topic today. And this is about what customers think and how sometimes it's different to how marketeers think. And before we talk about this gap, there is a very positive thing going on, and that is helpful for everyone here on this call or sitting here live. And that is that consumers actually really like loyalty programs. It's a great thing. 65% say that using loyalty programs are now part of their lives. And 43% says that now they are more likely to join a loyalty program than last year. All this popularity, it's really, really nice. These are encouraging. So we are very happy about that. And if you could tell more, Andreanne, about how this looks like, customers feeling valued, because that is key. And there are a couple of things that we learned from the report.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of things that we learned. So first, I'm going to walk you through on the right. So on the right there, we actually asked consumer about why they would be disappointed in loyalty program. Because if we want to close the gap, if we want to make customer feel value, we need to understand obviously what disappoint them. And then we're looking into top one being that it actually takes too long to earn rewards, and then rewards that expire before it can use an unattractive reward. So we look a lot about what friction can be in terms of reward choice and reward expiration. And the outcome of this is actually what we're seeing when we analyze all of the 500 million loyalty points or loyalty data point, is that there's like over that 27% of customers that actually leave their point unspent. So they never redeem their points, and then 12% of these points expire. So this is very unfortunate because when customers are redeeming points, we're seeing a much greater engagement into the program. And then moving forward, to the next slide. Yes. So moving forward as well is we ask, and that's what's very interesting because we now wanted to talk about like the gap. So we ask both marketers and consumer the same set of questions to capture like their vision and their feeling and perception about loyalty programs. And you see on the right here, there's some differences, but the main gap is actually on the second one, where we see that loyalty program make customer feel valued as members. And there's 82% of marketers that think that their loyalty program make customer feel value, where there's only 56% of customers that agree with that. So we see this gap as being like a huge gap, and we really need to close this gap. And I think it's really, really important that we address that to be able to actually have a program that bring like great performance for the business. So the first thing we need to consider is loyalty in general is much more trust-based than it is transactional. We typically, you were talking about the era of loyalty before. It was really like points-based, transactional-based. And we talk a lot about emotional loyalty, but I'm even going to talk about trust-based loyalty. Because to really feel valued and really feel loyal to a brand, you do need to feel the trust for that brand. So that changed the whole way of how customers are evaluating brands and the loyalty program. And not only they evaluate differently, but they evaluate like continuously. So it's not a one-time shot. So I'm not just evaluating the loyalty experience or the brand experience I have when I redeem my points. I'm doing it through every touch point, every interaction. So whatever, like the communication cadence, how the reward is simple to redeem, any friction points I'm going into, if I'm even like at the service level, the resolution time when I'm contacting customer service or chatting online, even silence from brand are evaluated and contribute to trust. So this is very, very key because if we take all of that into consideration, then this is where we actually start like executing and making sure that the loyalty strategy is within the operation of the business. Because how we will execute and operate the loyalty strategy, it will actually destroy or create the value and all the perceived value from customers. So all that to say that if we're looking into this, loyalty is way beyond like a strategy and a marketing responsibility, or value is way beyond a strategy or a loyalty program or a marketing responsibility. It's a company-wide responsibility, and it's really like a capability that across the organization we need to be able to build. And this is how I think we're going to close this gap, by addressing all of the insight and using these insights in all the different departments and services to better serve the customer, and then they'll feel more value.
It's great that you say that, because one of the things that you mentioned before was related to how important it is that customers actually spend their points. Mm-hmm. Because unspent points mean that they earned the points, but they didn't spend it. And someone is feeling very disappointed about that. And just before we started this live streaming, I received a word that all the information and press releases we sent out, they are starting to get published. And one of the mediums translated it to actual money. UK shoppers miss out on 3 billion in loyalty savings.
Yeah, and it's true for all programs. Like there's a huge amount of points not being redeemed, and it sits there, savings for customer and a huge opportunity for business. So we need to increase engagement and points redemption in program.
Thank you, Adrienne. And of course, this is just like a small fraction of the insights that we have in our report. This is, I don't even know exactly how many pages, 65, 68. But this year, it's not 2, but 4 pages of all kinds of breakdowns. Breakdowns based on country, industry, customer age, buying personas, and they are at the end of the report. So make sure to check them out, because this will be the place where you find your number to prove your points if you are doing your big presentations or looking for benchmarks. And with this, basically the report is out. You can access the report by clicking the button on the screen if you watch this in the streaming platform, or you can find the download link in the chat. My colleagues are inserting the download link in the chat. And well done, you just attended the crash course on the latest loyalty trends in 2026, so congratulations for that. Please do share your learnings and opinions on social media. Feel free, make sure to tag us. And now I'm opening the floor to the questions. And yes, this is our dedicated time to questions. And let me see, this is where we go into the chat and then see all those questions that have popped up. Oh my God, now I will need to find my way here. Like, give me a second. All of your questions will be answered either here or outside of the webinar, later in email. So let's start with the first one. Let me see. So someone is asking, are these numbers specific to a particular country or industry? And basically, the numbers that you saw today, right now, these are all global averages because we wanted to give you this general overview. But we have 15 industry sectors that we analyzed, from airlines to fashion and then retail and then sports. So there are all kinds of industries. And we also have 13 countries from all over the world where we have these bigger samples. So at the end of the report, you can find these 4 big data tables to find your answers. Okay, so question number 2. If compared with other tools, how is Antavo OS different? Okay, yeah, this is definitely a question for me. So if you would compare Antavo with another solution, in one word, I would say that the cost of ownership for loyalty technology is the lowest in Antavo's case. And the reason is because we take the whole loyalty program creation, management, and optimization journey, and we use AI to save work for you. So basically, there is this AI loyalty program designer, what we call the planner. There is this AI loyalty program data analyst that we call the optimizer. And overall, the cost of ownership this way is lower, and very smart of the Antavo OS that you asked the OS because we call it the Antavo operating system. All right, I think the next question is for you, Michael. And I'm reading this question. Be prepared. I thought Bloomreach does marketing automation, but how do you make it happen that your products appear in ChatGPT?
Yeah, Bloomreach is a personalization platform across any channel that customers show up in. So marketing automation is one way that we accomplish that, but our data engine, Lumi AI, allows us to personalize across every surface. And of course, as we continue to stay one step ahead or alongside technology advancements, we've created new opportunities for that data to get surfaced across places like ChatGPT and LLMs. So we're continuing to innovate as quickly as the market is. Yeah.
That's perfect. Thank you. Then the next question, I think it's for you, Andreanne, and it will be about ROI. Are there any facts about ROI just like last year?
In the report, definitely there is. So we tracked year-over-year ROI results, and it's great to see that they're improving year-over-year as well. So this year we found out that there's 9 out of 10 companies that are measuring their ROI that actually have a positive ROI, and the average is of 5.3x. So for every $1 that is being spent on loyalty, there's a 5.3x revenue incrementality. So it is good benchmark for a company to use, because at stratLX, we get that question a lot, like what loyalty generate and what can we expect in terms of ROI? And I see some heads, and yes, we do get questions like that. So so helping brands to actually measure their ROI. This is great benchmark, and there's a great regional benchmark as well in the report.
Thank you. Question number 5. It's, I think, again, for you, we don't have a number related to this in the report. So speaking on audience, how we value our customers' feedback on product and services, is there a number, a percentage that make their satisfaction reliable? What do you think, Andreanne?
So there's no, we don't have exact value on this. And I think it's really a matter of like comparing as well, evolution over time. So you need to have your initial number, where do you sit at this moment? And then based on that, looking into your data to set that number. And then based on that, make sure that you actually target for higher, and then work on some strategy to increase this number. So not so much of a benchmark, but looking of where you start and where you move forward with that.
Yeah, and I think it connects back to your point before around building trust with the audience and with your customers. And if you continue down that value-based strategy, those numbers should increase.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, next one. Do we know why do customers in the Middle East feel the most valued? Great point. Someone already downloading the report and then checking out all the numbers. Well done. Please do that, everyone. Download the report and ask away. We may be able to answer that. So related to this, I remember the exact numbers and the region, and also how we saw that in the Middle East, loyalty programs are the most experience-focused. And I think this should be the one which would play like a big role in why these customers would be more engaged. So there is a great quality of loyalty programs, just like how the service quality these days is very nice in the Middle East. There must be some correlation over there. I don't know if you have other thoughts related to this. Or if you agree with me, that's also fine.
I probably agree with you. I'm not a specialist of this area on the market, but it does make sense.
Okay, question number, I don't even know which one, but maybe 7 or 8. So are you noticing any potential friction in the future that could affect the currently positive perception of loyalty programs? Adrienne, what do you think? Are you noticing any potential friction in the future that could affect the currently positive perception of loyalty programs?
Well, there's a lot of friction that could happen. That would definitely bring the value. And then relying on what you're saying, where we talk about like additional channels as well. So there's a lot of brands, I think, that have not yet integrated the existing channel into, like, it's not fully connected. And this connection can actually create additional friction. So now we're layering, like, technology is moving fast, and AI is increasing, and then the shopping behavior and the customer behavior is changing as well. So these are all, like, unfortunately, I was going to say opportunity, that the risk of additional friction that we need to address as well. So I'd say, I don't know if you have anything to add, but
yeah, I think there's an outsized opportunity with AI, but there are watch-outs as well. If everything becomes agents talking to agents, or every piece of creative doesn't have a human touch or human in the loop, you risk alienating, losing emotion, losing trust, and as a result, losing loyalty.
And here, I would like to remind you to some of the things that we learned in terms of what causes friction. And I'm trying to find that. In 1 second, I will, I think. Yes. So what friction means for people? For 49% of people, it takes too long to earn rewards. And this is a friction of, like, no action, because nothing happens, because you are just stuck in a loyalty program and can't move to the next reward. So this is what 49% of people think, that it takes too long to earn rewards. Another number here is that 41% thinks that it's disappointing that rewards expire before I can use them. I can totally relate to that. Oh. My H&M points are gone now, unfortunately, but I still love H&M, so no worries. But the points are gone, unfortunately. And this is what 41% of people experience too. And 38.9 thinks that it's very disappointing that rewards are unattractive. This is, again, a friction that you experience when you just don't know how to use your points. And we just established it earlier, how important it is that people actually use their points. Okay, so next question. And I think Michael is the best person to answer that, so pay attention. We are hearing a lot about how AI can and will unlock loyalty, but what do we see as the biggest challenge the loyalty industry will face in this new AI age? So we are hearing a lot about how AI will unlock loyalty, but what are the biggest challenges that we think the industry will face?
Yeah, I think AI is great for speed and efficiency, but as a brand and creative person, I'm always focused on emotion, humanity, and building trust with customers. And we need to make sure that in the race towards optimization and efficiency and speed, we don't lose sight of what actually builds loyalty is building a relationship with another person or with your entire customer audience. And that takes a conversation, that takes humanity, that takes creativity and building trust.
Next question is about in-store experiences. Does Antavo provide not only digital, but also on-site loyalty systems, like scanning passes at the till? And thank you so much for asking this, because of course I always love to talk about Antavo capabilities. And yes, so it's actually where we are very strong, when there is this omnichannel experience that needs to be created. And there is one loyalty program that needs to be used through the online store, but also through the physical channels like a store. And there are multiple ways to do that. You either just pull up your mobile pass, which is the native functionality in Google Wallet or Apple Wallet, and like that's the same pass that you would use as a boarding card, or that's the same one that you would use when you are paying. And that's that. Or the other option is that there is a mobile app, and then you identify yourself that way. So the point is that there is a unique identifier, and then that can be identified in the store. But if you think of all the things that are possible in a store, you really should take advantage of that. And one of our customers who launched recently is Paul Smith, British menswear luxury fashion. And they have multiple stores. They have 80 stores in 20 countries. And they can also unlock a reward. Now, you can unlock a reward if you scan one of the dominoes in one of their stores, where there is this like tunnel with all domino pieces. And one of the dominoes is a QR code. And if you find that, and if you scan that, you are unlocking a reward. So this is like a next level in a physical experience.
Yeah, and AI can't build that domino experience in store. So yeah.
You need actual humans.
You need real people to do that.
Create it. Okay. I think we have like 4 more minutes for questions, and then we are drawing the winner who wins this Space Puppy. The questions are still pouring in, so this is one of the most fun parts of the whole webinar. So this one is related to rewards. Adrienne, I think this is for you. So in terms of faster rewards, do you have good examples of loyalty programs where consumers are rewarded more quickly, but ROI is still positive?
So faster rewards, and yeah, of course. Yeah.
Faster rewards.
Yeah, faster
do you have good
and
examples
ROI.
of loyalty programs? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you a bit more time by reading this up again so you can understand.
No, that's fine.
So in terms of faster rewards, do you have good examples of loyalty programs where consumers are rewarded more quickly, but ROI is still positive?
Yes, and I don't think there's a direct relationship between how fast customers are rewarded and the ROI. It's really like the value of what they're redeeming for. So obviously, if you just increase the generosity of your program, eventually the ROI may get hit. But you can actually make sure that you have fast reward mechanisms. So like high margin, low ticket items for redemption, for example, or there's other ways of bringing like partnership into there and funding as well with partners and vendors. And also there's a lot of different options and a lot of different ways of looking into increasing ROI and still giving a fast reward experience, a fast rewarding experience. I think it's really related. We don't need to think that because you reward faster, that it means that the ratio, the generosity ratio is actually higher. It's just what we select as being available quick. Yeah.
And what I can add to that is one of our customers is KFC in the UK, and their loyalty program is all centered around the love for chicken. And the whole idea is that you would open the app every day to play with the games, and then you would go into the restaurants and then you would claim one of the rewards. So it's very, very high speed. And the rewards are usually slow value, but just like how the purchase frequency is quite fast, the reward frequency is quite high too. Yeah. So there is some correlation between the purchase frequency and kind of the reward frequency.
Of course, yeah, and that's a good example, KFC, because if you look in general into all like QSR and fast casual, it typically is an area where the redemption process is really quick and rewards a coffee shop program or like QSR program where the rewards come very, very fast because the frequency is high as well and the ticket items are quite low. So yeah, very, very good example.
Okay, next question, and maybe this is the last but one. Do you have any recommendations on how to increase reward redemption rates? Charlie asks. So do we have any recommendations on how to increase the reward redemption rates? And we even have some numbers related to this in the report. First of all, rewards need to be appealing. And there are some great examples when rewards are used as part of a draw, like sacrifice this amount of points, which is like quite a big sacrifice, like a big amount of points, but your points will be gone only when you win that. So it's like a mix of a raffle and a proper reward. But I think what is the most important is constant communication. And Michael, please tell a bit more about that. Like, it's not only email that you can use for communication. There are all kinds of ways.
Yeah, I think constant communication and just understanding, again, just personalizing that experience for the customer. So I think being able to tailor the reward specifically to their interests, what you can anticipate for their interests in the future. And then like you mentioned, constant communication across the channels they participate in, whether it's SMS, email, or any other space that they might be playing in, being able to build that relationship that feels personal and not a mass communication to the entire base.
And I think this is our last question, and it's a heavily discussed topic about points. How important is the use of points in modern loyalty programs? Aren't direct benefits and monetary incentives more up-to-date nowadays? And there are varying opinions, and I'm curious about yours, Andreanne, a lot. But I think that points are nice because they are recognizable. So if you see points, then you know this is a loyalty program for sure. It makes communication quite easy.
Yeah, points are well understood from customer. Like definitely, like we all know about points and we all know how it works. So it's very, very easy to understand. Where it can get tricky, it's on the conversion rate. We need to be very cautious on this, like having the, I'm going to pick any example, but 1,256 points for $1 is not good practice. You need to make it more transparent and easy to calculate. But points can be, like, there's no right or wrong way of using or not using points. Like, point is one of the currency that can be used in loyalty. Well understood, like I said, from customers, so very good for that. But there's like downside to it as well in terms of transparency and how we communicate that ratio to dollar and all that. But yeah.
Thank you for that. And I think we have 50 more questions that we didn't answer, and we will answer in email. So thank you so much for the amazing questions. How is it for you? A very exhausting experience to answer questions on stage just like this?
We could go another 2 hours.
Another 2
Very
hours
good,
easily?
Andreanne. It's nice
Then
to be
we can
live.
dive into this and answer these questions right away, I guess. So that's that, actually. Thank you so much for these amazing questions. And it is finally time to announce the 3 winners of the Space Puppy prints, showing you again, like a version of this, not this one, but something that is printed closer to where you live. And this is my time now to look at the screen because, yes, this is Geoffroy, Alicia, and Lars, the 3 winners of the Space Puppy Sprints. Congratulations. Look out to your email in your inbox so we can actually make it happen to deliver it to your door. And well, thank you, everyone. And please read the report and knock yourself out with all the stats and use the charts in your presentations and let us know how it went. And then let us know if we can help with technology or a strategy, because we would love to help you with that. So thank you, Adrienne. Thank you, Michael. And thank you, everyone. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. We can clap now. Bye.